This man is on a trekking trip and he wants to climb this blue mountain. Now he saw that he could climb the mountain from this side or from this side. Now for that he need to know that which side was less steeper than the other side. So what did he need? He needed the slope of both these lines. That is the line which is passing from this side and the line which is passing from this side. So what did he do? He found out the angle of inclination of this blue line. He saw that the angle of inclination this line was making with the x-axis is 30 degree. And he saw that this line, that is the red line, was perpendicular to this blue line. But he does not know the angle of inclination of the red line. But to calculate the slope of two lines, he needs to have the angle of inclination of both the lines. Now how can he find out the angle of inclination of this line? First let us solve this problem. In this triangle, we can see that this is 30 degrees, this is 90 degrees. So what will be this angle? This is what? 180 degrees minus 30 plus 90. Or we can say 180 degrees minus 120 degrees, which will give us 60 degrees. So we found out what this angle is making, that is 60 degrees. But for slopes, what do you need? We need the angle of inclination, but angle of inclination is always formed for the positive side of the x-axis. So we actually need this angle to solve our sum. We know that this is 30, we know that this is 60. How can we find out this angle? Well, the x-axis is a straight line. So if this is 60 degree, we can say that this is 180 minus 60, or we can say that this is 120 degrees. So now we are having both the angle of inclination of these two lines. The blue line is having the angle of inclination as 30 degrees and the red line is having an angle of inclination of 120 degrees. Now he can find out the slope easily. Find it out. Now the angle of inclination of blue line is 30 degrees. So let us find out the slope for blue line. That is tan 30, or we can say the slope of the blue line is 1 by root 3. Now let us find out the slope of this red line. In the same manner, tan theta, we'll take theta as 120 here. What is the value of tan 120? It is minus root 3. So now we found out the slopes of these two lines. Now if I multiply the slopes of these two lines, that is tan 30 into tan 120, or let us multiply the values of these two lines. That is 1 by root 3 into minus root 3. So this get cancelled and we get as minus 1. So what did we see? That if we multiply the slopes of two perpendicular lines, we will always get the answer as minus 1. So if two lines are perpendicular, product of their slopes will always be minus 1. Now do the sum yourself. If L1 and L2, they are two lines, they are perpendicular to each other, find the slope of L1 if the slope of L2 is 1. Can you do it? Now we know that L1 and L2 are perpendicular lines. So what will be the product of their slopes? It will always be minus 1. So let us solve this. So the slope of L1 into slope of L2 will give us minus 1. What is the slope of L1? That is missing. We have to take it out. So let us keep it as slope of L1 into, what is the slope of L2? It is given as 1. So 1 is equal to minus 1. So let us make this as the subject. So slope of L1 is equal to minus 1, and we take it there by 1, that is equal to minus 1. So we got the slope of L2 as minus 1. So remember, whenever two lines are perpendicular, the product of their slopes will always be minus 1.